my name is Emily Wu, and welcome to The Emily Show. Today we have two guests with us. Their name is Eric Chang, who's also known as Abiang from Taiwan. He's American-born Taiwanese. And we also have Doaki, who is a Taiwanese hip-hop artist who records and makes pro-Taiwan rap. So today we will learn more about Eric and Doaki and talk about the upcoming events they'll be attending in these next several days. So Eric and Doaki, thank you for coming here today.
Hey, what's going on, Emily?
Hey Eric. Hey Doaki.
Yeah.
Hello. So what started everything for you in Taiwan, Abiang and Eric?
Yeah, for me, I've been living in Taiwan for about 10 years now. I never was really too political when I first started. Actually, I was just always interested in the news and current events, but outside of kind of big political marches, big rallies, wasn't really too involved outside of that. But then 2 years ago, 2008, before the presidential election, Ma Ying-jeou actually happened to come through Tainan. And he was actually across the street from my house because the KMT headquarters is actually across the street from my house. He came, and I happened to be there, and I protested, and actually just went out and shouted a couple phrases. And because of that, I was actually harassed by the KMT bodyguards. Police harassed me afterwards. I had an interview with Lian Hebao, United Daily News, which happened to be a very blue-leaning paper. They basically misquoted me, and that really gave me my first dose of how the Taiwanese media actually manipulates and basically flat-out lies about a lot of issues and things that happen in Taiwan. That kind of started everything for me. And then in that same year, 2008, in October, Zhang Mingqin, who was the ex-ARAD spokesman, he actually came to Tainan to give a speech on media, which I thought was really crazy just because China probably has the worst media in the world, and Taiwan at the time had a relatively free media in Asia. And so for me, I wanted to go and just do whatever I could. No really big plan, just wanted to protest. And I happened to protest, and unfortunately, I held a banner up that said Taiwan is independent and not a part of China. However, when you write banners, it doesn't come with spell check. So the problem was I spelled independent wrong. And I didn't know about it until TVBS, which is a super blue station, until they actually reported that I spelled it wrong. And the fact that I was teaching English at the time made it a little bit more embarrassing.
Wait, you spelled it wrong in English?
Yeah, well, I didn't technically spell that banner, but I had wrote the English that the banner was copied off of.
Oh, oops.
But yeah, so that was my first dose of realizing that, it's never perfect. No matter how much you plan, it's never perfect. Through that, everything kind of started rolling. I started doing a web show a few months after that. And after the web show, I realized I was spending too much time doing it and not reaching out to too many new people. So I decided to switch to my new format, which I'm just making short YouTube clips where I kind of just talk about the media and stuff. Yeah, so basically that's pretty much what, in a short recap, what started it all for me.
I see.
Yeah.
And so for Doaki, what have you been doing, and what started your career in Taiwanese rapping?
其实我也是讲台语啊，其实一开始就是喜欢听，然后就是后来就开始写，然后一开始其实没有想很多啦，然后只是说现在台湾有发生什么事啊，然后我就把它写成歌，然后放在网络上，然后安尼大家人就做这，就是嘛是在年轻人听下点，然后嘛是很多支持，然后就开始安尼慢慢愈写愈多啊，然后就是写讲咱最近咱的生活用咱的语言去讲咱身躯边发生的代志安尼。
Yeah, so for those of you that your Taiwanese and Chinese aren't that good, mine aren't that good either, but basically what Jerry was saying, he basically started out in music because he just had a passion and love for music. Through that, he started performing, started writing lyrics, and it was a little bit later on that he kind of developed a more political leaning and just talking more about the, like you said, social injustices that are going on in Taiwan. And through hip-hop, I think it makes it more acceptable. And so basically, after he started doing this, younger people, relatively younger people started following, and, kind of all started for him through that.
I saw in his bio that he used to be a judo wrestler before.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, I studied in Taipei Physical Education College. I was majoring in judo, but then my knee got fucked up.
Oh.
Yeah, I had an operation on my knee, so I just quit and turned into music.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow! What inspired you to start rapping? How did you start?
Actually, I have a friend who lived in Vancouver, and he was in Taiwan, and he taught me a lot. So I started to write and beatbox.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow! It must have been very tough for you to be a musician, right? And
Actually, I don't think hip hop is a musician, because it's just like talk and rhyme. So 音樂其實唔是講較重要安尼。
it's not very.
Well, for him, the music's not the important part. For him, rapping is more like just speaking, right?
Yeah.
Speaking, using little rhyme, using lyrics, and through that, just getting his message out,
Yeah,
as opposed to
drop
singing.
knowledge.
Right, right. Oh, okay. So, Eric, then for your YouTube channel, how did you get your following, and how did that all start out?
Yeah, well, the YouTube thing started out because I was actually spending a lot of time, I was doing about 3 shows a week. I was doing a weekly web show called Abing Jishian, the voice of Abing, literally. I was spending a lot of time, maybe like 2-3 hours every show, just talking about news, political events, international news, current events, that type of stuff. But I realized that all the people who were watching were people that already supported me, people that already supported Taiwan, and in fact knew more than me about Taiwan. And so I realized that, to be effective, because right now Taiwan needs to get our voice, our story, heard by a bigger audience, by people, Taiwanese Americans, the Taiwanese diaspora, people not living in Taiwan, as well as, Americans, Japanese, Europeans. We need to get more people to find out about this. And I realized that my show was taking too much time and it wasn't being effective, preaching to the choir too much. So what I started to do, I always watched the news, and when I first moved back to Taiwan, didn't really understand Chinese, but as I watched more and more, I started to be able to understand a little bit more, and through that I learned that basically all the news channels that you have in Taiwan are like Fox News. They're very, very slanted, and it's very obvious as soon as you watch it that it's slanted to the left or to the right, green or blue. And so through that I just decided, I was just getting really angry basically watching these news clips, and I wanted to talk about it in a creative way. I didn't want to just come out and yell and shout. And I really like watching The Daily Show and The Colbert Report. I'm sure a lot of people in the States can relate to that. They do really great news, really great reporting, and it's funny. So what I try to do is just make short YouTube clips where I actually kind of point out the ridiculous things or catch some of the ridiculous things that they do in the news or the politicians say in Taiwan. And I try to be funny. I don't really know if I am. I think I'm funny, but I can't say for the rest of the people. Right now my videos are really ghetto. They're definitely really super low production value.
But you have a following.
Yeah, so I mean, what I want to do is hopefully now that some people are starting to watch, maybe slowly up the production value, and maybe I can get more people to actually help me out. Because right now, I just do it by myself, and that's why, yeah, it's kind of low budget, you could say.
Yeah, definitely. But you get like maybe up to 1,000 hits sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at YouTube, the clips that get the most hits are people getting like blasted in the nuts or people falling down. Those get like 1 million, 2 million within a day or two.
Right.
So I guess the fact that I'm talking about politics and I do it in Taiwanese, that's pretty good. But hopefully in the future we can get more people to start watching and paying attention. And what I would really like is just to see more young Taiwanese Americans making their own clips.
Right,
making their own
definitely.
videos.
Okay, and so Donkey, you also have does Donkey also have a YouTube channel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has things on YouTube, but he also has his own blog site, his own website. And Jerry's following is huge, actually, compared to me. I mean, I'm nobody. Jerry's been doing music for a long time, so he's got a considerable following all over.
I see. Well, thank you so much, Donkey and Eric. Be sure to check them out on YouTube. Eric's YouTube channel is Abying, AHBYING, and you can also find
Just search
Donkey.
Donkey.
Yeah, search Donkey, and you'll find him there. So thank you very much for watching, and tune in next time.